particular order, but the first thing that's coming to my mind on why you're not seeing growth is you're not managing your ends. And what I mean is you're not managing your split ends well. So you wait too long to get a trim. So let me back up. This is how you know you need a trim. So if it's taking you entirely too long to detangle your hair, so it's time for your wash day and this is taking you like way too long, like an hour just to get through and detangle your hair. Sometimes it might take some people 30 minutes. Honestly, it should not take that long. It should not take that long. If it's taking you a really long time to detangle, it's time for a trim, because you have like different lengths in your hair and you have single strand knots. Another reason is how you know it's time for a trim is you got these little balls. You got these little single strand knots. So if you got a lot of those single strand knots, it's time for a trim. And see, that's what's taking you long to detangle, is because you are fighting through those little single strand knots and those little balls. But if you go ahead and get that removed, that comb and that brush can glide through your hair a whole lot easier, and it's not going to take you a long time to detangle your hair. So this is kind of like kind of giving y'all a bonus within the bonus, but it's all working together. So number one, the reason why you're not seeing growth is you're not managing your ends well. So you need a trim, and here's the signs you need to trim. You got single strand knots. It's taking you long to detangle. And also your hair is starting to appear to look very, very thin. So when you look at your hair, let me give y'all an example. Let me show y'all a picture of my client. When you look at your hair, some people will be like, oh, my hair is thinning. And really it's because you need a trim. So when you need a trim, your ends can start to look really thin and fragile. I don't know why I said fragile right there, but we're going to let that sit right there. But hold on, I'm trying to show you a picture. So let's pull up this young lady right here. Can y'all see this? Y'all see how her ends look? How they look uneven. She got some breakage going on. So you'll start to think that your hair is thinning, but it's really because you need a good trim. And so yeah, you see how her hair look? You see that? You see all that down there? And so when you go months and months with your hair looking like this is why the reason your hair is not growing is because you're not managing this. And see, here's the thing. All of our hair grows. Now, it might grow at a different rate. Like some people's hair might grow faster than others, but our hair is always growing. But the key is learning how to retain that length and maintain that length. So when your hair is looking like this and you just like, oh no, I don't want to get it trimmed today, or oh, I only want you to cut half of it off. So some people come and be like, oh Lisa, now my professional recommendation, I would go up here right above. Hold on, can y'all, let me get me a comb. I would trim right there. And that's what I did. But some people be like, oh, Lisa, I don't want to, when I show them, but most people is open to it. But some people, they still, have a bad different spirit and they be scared. But some people be like, oh, can we only do half today? So I go right there. Now, if I go right there, you see how much hair is still broke off? And that's the reason why your hair ain't growing. Because you're not taking care of the whole problem. You scared. You scared to get that hair turned off because we have been trained that, oh, our hair is never going to grow back, or she cut off too much. But the thing is, if you're not taking care of the root of the problem, you're never going to see hair growth. So you got to nip this problem in the bud. You got to really manage those ends. So yeah, you're going to have to go up a little bit higher. You're going to have to. Because if you don't, I give this analogy all the time, and I'm going to give it for the new people. My arms is your hair strand. So, well, my hands is your hair strand. This is a healthy hair strand. It's nice and sealed. But what happens over time with chemicals, sometimes color, you too rough with your hair, It's dry. What's happening with my hands? My hands are starting to go away from each other, meaning your hair is starting to split. So this is your hair strand. It's splitting. And the more and more you keep waiting after each appointment and you keep being rough, guess what? It's splitting. And sometimes it splits all the way up to your scalp. And then you have these little short pieces. And you like, my hair ain't growing. But here's the thing. When it first starts splitting like that, that's when you had to go in and trim it. Bam. Let's mend it back together. But people wait all the way till they get up here. And they're like, oh my gosh, I got to trim my hair. And they cut so much off. And they're like, man, my hair ain't growing. But if you would have took care of it when it was only split a little bit like that, thank you, Sheena Major. It would have been, you would have seen some growth. And that's the thing, you got to nip it in the bud. And I'm going to go ahead and say this now. For all the spammers that come up here, thank y'all for tuning in. If you want to be in the chat, just go ahead and listen to the flow of the spirit. And if your comment ain't got nothing to do with the live, you will be blocked. So let's go ahead and get it in the bud. Yeah. And if you, and Eric, God bless you. God bless you, brother. God bless you. So now, yeah, you have to really manage. You really have to manage. Go ahead and block them, Sheena Major. Go ahead and block them. You really have to manage these ends. So that's the thing. So how you know you need a trim? It's hard to detangle. It looks thin, and you got single strand knots. That's gonna be a telltale sign. So when you start getting your trims regularly, you will start to see the growth you want to see. You will start to see it. So you can use these rule of thumbs that I gave you when you need to trim. And then it's going to a hair care professional. And here's the thing. When it comes as far as like a trim, and let me just say this. When it comes as far as like hair care, a plan, like a curated plan for your hair to grow, sometimes it's not like a formula to fit all. There are basic things you should be doing, is what I'm telling you here in this live stream now. Like for example, you should be trimming your hair. You should be shampooing your hair. You should be getting protein treatments. You should be getting steam treatments. But based on your unique situation, it's going to vary how often you need to get these things done. So I might tell one client, hey, you actually need to come in and get your hair trimmed every 6 weeks. Then there might be another client who come in and say, oh, she manages her hair really well. This client can actually go every 12 weeks. So just keep that in mind too. So the reason why you not, this is going to be the second reason. Again, I'm just doing off the dome. The second reason you're not seeing growth, we talked about trim, is you're not consistent with any kind of hair plan. You're not. And what I mean by consistent, that don't mean that you just do this hair care plan for 1 month and it's like, oh man, I'm seeing results. It don't happen like that. It don't happen where, oh, I've been doing this for 2 months, I don't see no results. Or I've been doing this for 3 months, I don't see no results. To be honest with you, you need to be a good solid 6 months. A good solid 6 months. So when you go back and watch that video of my client, the one who got the hair grow within a year, it wasn't like, I'm gonna just go to Lisa for 2 months and then that's it. It wasn't that. It wasn't that at all. She came over a period of time. And also, not only that, she was doing the all the steps. So the reason why you're not seeing hair growth is you're not consistent with any kind of plan. You're not. Hey, Melissa, thank you for joining the live. You're not consistent with any kind of plan at all. So you have to get on this plan and be consistent. Okay? If you want to see the growth. The third reason why you're not seeing the growth is you don't do any kind of treatments on your hair. You don't. Everybody needs a treatment. It's just a matter of what kind of treatment you need. Everybody needs a treatment. Everybody needs maintenance on their hair because we deal with our hair every day. There's going to be some kind of mechanical damage. Now, how much it's going to be, it's going to vary on the person. So, like, with you combing and brushing your hair, split ends is something that's going to naturally happen, but you don't have to have a whole lot of split ends each time. You can really go from you starting out your hair care journey, have a lot, but as you manage it and really taking care of your hair, your split ends can be about that much, because now you're really learning how to take care of your hair. So regardless, everybody needs to be on a treatment plan. Everybody, even me as a hair care professional, everybody needs to be treating their hair. And that's why I said it's not a one size fits all. Yes, everybody should be getting some kind of moisture treatment, but it's a matter of how often do I need to be getting these treatments. Everybody should be getting some kind of protein treatment, but it's a matter of how often. And then also, some people might actually need bond building treatments based on the condition of your hair. Like if you damage your hair, like maybe chemically, maybe it was color, it was over processed color, maybe it was a relaxer, maybe you got a relaxer and it was over processed or whatever. You left it on too long. You did like a box relaxer. You did box color, or maybe it was heat. Maybe you fed on your hair too much, so you need to build those bonds up. Maybe it was you was too rough with your hair. So I gotta turn back on my little heater because I'm